Hi guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Nuggets News. In this week's technical analysis, we're going to cover the big three, NEO, Amigo, IOTA, and a quick look at Vertcoin. Now last week Bitcoin was trading around 5,900. We were looking at a few different patterns. We're looking at a bit of an Elliott wave count if we had topped out, and we were mindful of a pullback into where this bracket bottoms on the 29th. And we did get that decline from 6,200. And now we're starting this new bracket. So what I'm waiting to see now is whether or not this little pullback here is all we got, and we're about to start this new bracket and push up. There's still a lot of hours left in this daily candle to form, and we're looking at this head and shoulders pattern. Now, you can see this a bit more clearly on the 4-hour chart. But if we break down and we do that extension from the headline to the neckline, that does get us down below 5,000 and down to around 4,800, where we had a lot of volume traded before this breakout. So look, that's what I'm looking at now, but I've got to be honest with you that the chart itself looks pretty strong, and I know a lot of people are looking at this head and shoulders pattern, and that, you know, the herd is normally wrong. When everyone's looking at something, it normally doesn't happen. So look, you've got to respect what you're seeing on the charts. We are still mindful that we may have topped, we may have a pullback. That would mean that this bracket has weakness. If we break below where we start this bracket, okay, around here, that means that weakness could continue to November 15th, which is around that scheduled date of the next hard fork. So look, I'm mindful, I'm still a bit cautious, but again, I've got to respect the strength that we're seeing on the chart. If, you know, ever since this breakout from the last bottom, we've stayed above this highest fib level here at 5,400. So look, that's a big line in the sand around 5,400. Watch that. If we do break that, maybe we get a flush out, a fake out, and we bounce off 5,400. So that's what I'm looking at for Bitcoin. Watch out for those headlines, and I want to try and gauge how sentiment is approaching this hard fork, because we all know it's very different to the last hard fork, far more contentious, I guess. So Ethereum was trading around 298, and we're trading at 298, guys, and this is the quietest week that I can remember since I've been in the Bitcoin market for over 18 months now. So what we're looking at here is a tightening pattern. I think something's going to give. DevCon 3 is coming up. I've made a video about that during the week. You guys know I believe that sentiment drives markets. I don't think we're going to have anything bad happen. I think there's only room to the upside for this pattern to break. I've got a trade on it at the moment. Maybe I'm a bit biased, but I certainly think that, you know, these two levels, resistance overhead at that 340, we've hit a number of times, and, you know, support down here if we do have a flush out. But I mean that we've spent so much time between 300 and 285. I mean, that's really strong support. I think we'd need some terrible news to break down below that to get down anywhere near here. So I definitely think chances are we break to the upside for Ethereum. We get some good sentiment, some good news out of DevCon 3. This bracket starts here right around when the conference starts, and I'm looking to get a nice strong push up in Ethereum in the coming week. So Litecoin trading around $56, again $55. Look, the markets are quiet. This is going to happen. A lot of you guys are new to this space, less than 12 months. It happens. We have these periods where not much is happening. Now, it's important not to overtrade. You know, I've got messages during the week from guys, I do one-on-ones with people. They're over-leveraged. Their margin funding costs is killing them. Okay, trading for the sake of it. It's been a bull market. I've spoken about this in my trading psychology videos about over trading and convincing yourself that maybe you're a better trader than what you are because we've been in a bull market. So again, these periods of sideways action and downtrends really test you whether or not you're just winning because everything's going up, or you've actually got a good approach to these markets, technique, a repeatable strategy. So look, Litecoin, again, no one's talking about it. It's holding up well. We've got this last trend line intact. We're expecting this old trend line to maybe be a bit of resistance, but not a lot of happening. Decreasing volume in Litecoin. This bracket has bottomed today as well on the 29th. Let's see if we can get a push up from this bracket in the coming week. So Neo as well, with just tightening pattern, trading around 28.50 last week, 27.50 now. We're very mindful of this big pennant. I spoke about that I think it's going to break to the upside. We're still waiting on any sort of news from China. And again, I think it would take some really bad news, something that's completely unknown to the market, for Neo to break down. I think even if we get a bit of a fake out, I think you still buy that. I think we definitely break to the upside. We've still over a week left. If we really keep going in this pennant, a tightening pattern, it doesn't end till the 8th of November, but I think at some stage in the next week or two, more than likely we break to the upside, unless that we have a big sell-off in the entire market or we get some really bad news. So just on technicals alone, I think the best chance is we break to the upside. So MESA Go, we're trading around $7.50. We're looking at this sort of confluence here of fib levels, older support, resistance. We've just entered another trade around this mark here. So this is more of a swing trade. I'd love for MESA Go to break down, to test this next fib level, okay? I'd love to be able to buy more here. Again, there's no support really. We've just had this huge buy. This would be an absolute gift if we get down to $4. I'd be buying a lot more MESA Go for my long-term portfolio, as well as entering a trade. If we did break down here, and even worst case scenario, down to $4, these daily RSI, the 4-hour RSI, this is all going to be oversold territory if we happen to break down. You guys know that this is one of my favorite trading coins. Strong fundamentals. I'm happy to trade this one and buy more if we sell off with a MESA Go. So look, this pattern's going to break in the next couple of days as well. Technically, this pattern normally breaks to the downside. So look, I'm gonna be happy to step in and buy this one if we get some sort of flush out, a big sell-off of weak hands from a technical point of view, because I believe the fundamentals in this coin are strong. So IOTA, this is another interesting one. A big sell-off. I've spoken about the news. IOTA has had those slight concerns. I don't think that's an issue long term. Let's just zoom in for the 4-hour, and thanks to one of my members for pointing this pattern out to me. We're looking at this sort of head and shoulders pattern. There's a few ways to draw this here, and if this can play out. So with the head and shoulders pattern, again, we want to measure the distance from the neckline to the headline, just to get a rough estimate of what we might expect if we break to the upside. And again, just roughly, that gets us around that fib level of around 63 cents. So look, that could be a nice trade if we get a bull break on good volume. Again, I'll be watching the RSI to see where we are at the time that we approach this. If we're already getting up there into overbought territory, it's run too hard, it's less likely we're going to get another big leg higher, okay? It's got to build energy, okay? These trades can run out of steam when they're already overbought. So, we'd sort of like a nice step up, even a pullback, and then a nice big strong break on high volume, and that's what would convince me that, yeah, we're really going to get this move up to 63 cents. That's a nice 10 or 20% trade if you can get in that one and it plays out. So that's something we might be watching during the week for you day traders as well. So finally, I've been getting plenty of questions about Vertcoin. Now, those of us that have been in this space for a while know that this one's been around for a couple of years now. So, here's Vertcoin trading around $7, 20 there at the peak, and then it just sort of dies off. It is just a currency. They do have some unique properties, so it's got that unique ASIC proof algorithm, so maybe that's why it's capturing the spotlight again lately, these concerns about mining centralization and whatnot. But this is the second week in a row that Vertcoin's been a strong performer, and I'm hearing those things, it's the new Litecoin and whatnot. So look, well done if you accumulated this one around $1 since this breakout here. Again, let's take that back even further from when it started this run. So, I mean, congratulations if you're accumulating this one at around 10 cents, but that's what we're seeing now. Nice big strong breakout, and again, it's not giving a lot back, so it's holding up around this level, which normally means it's more to it than a pump and dump basically. So if we see these small coins that get pumped over nothing, they give this move back. So for Vertcoin to hold true and show that it's got a strong fundamentals with good community support, we're looking for it to hold this $4.30 level here. Even if it breaks down, at least have a bounce around this level here where we've had a big volume, a lot of trading. I'll be looking for these other fibs to hold strong. If you're a believer in this project, this would be the opportunity to buy more. $3.50 and around $2.90 there if you want to ladder your orders, set and forget. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed that. Please check out my video about whether or not Bitcoin can reach $1 million in the future. Again, was that the bottom for altcoins I made during the week? I definitely think that sentiment is going to change in this space. So at the moment, it's all about Bitcoin, these hard forks, okay? I spoke about there's been a huge wave of investors that have come into the Bitcoin space, and just as you did, if you're watching this video, you find out about Bitcoin, you start to find out about other coins, you're going to use your Bitcoin and your profits to start to buy your favorite altcoins when you discover these other interesting projects. So that's what I'm watching this week, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Please hit like, share these videos around, subscribe if you haven't already, and as always, thanks for tuning in, guys. Cheers.